4 extremely useful websites that I use every single day for my Diablo 4 gameplay. Some of you will know 1 or 2 of them, but I doubt that you actually know all 4. Let's begin with a simple one. Good old d4planner.io map, used mostly to find all the altars of Lilith so you can just write it down in one big go. But what I use it most for afterwards, especially as the season started, is Sidequest. So I would just know where every single one is because I tend to forget where they actually are. So just activate it and you can just jump anywhere where there's a bunch of blue check marks, get them done, boom, renown, Paragon points. Now the second one is even more important because I'm a rather forgetty person and it's an obol gambling tool. You just did a Helltide and you have over 1,000 obols and you want to know for Necromancer, click here. You want to know the Gorquill aspect and which item do you actually have to buy for it. And the obol gambling tool gives you an estimate of which item would be the most likely to have it on. And in this case, it is not gloves. It is not the one-handed weapon. We have the offhand with the highest chance to actually have the Gorquills, because there's some of these like the hardened bones, which are obviously extremely likely to be on the pants, way more likely than anywhere else, especially amulet. But then there are others like the fast blood aspect, which is only to be gotten on the ring. I mean, luckily the fast blood aspect is also in the Codex of Powers. Yes, only with a low roll, but at least you get it and you're not completely excluded from it. Has helped me tremendously to finish the one or the other build. Now the final 2 tools, and I think you might have heard of one, but the other should be unknown to you. And that is a website called d4ut.net. Looks weird. What does it do? I used this for my complete Sever Necromancer theory craft before I built the class at all, trying to find out if the Sever Necromancer could actually do millions of damage. Then we go in here, choose Sever total damage, not the forward or the backward, put 5 ranks in, and then you can hammer in your in-game stats. I currently have 900 intelligence, my weapon damage is 2,200, and you can already see your DPS, normal damage you would deal, critical strike damage, overpower, and critical overpower damage. Now, you can obviously add everything you have. So we're having roughly 50% vulnerable. And the best part is you can finally understand what actually is multiplicative and what is additive. So this gets multiplied on top. Then you have your all damage as well, which is another 50. So it'd already be 11,000 damage. That's not a lot. How do we scale 11,000 damage now to millions? Well, here comes the other damage buckets. And you could trade every single bar here like a damage bucket. So core damage, for example, gets multiplied on top. Shadow damage as well comes on top big time, plus the darkness damage. But now if you have all of these: crowd control, close, distance, stunned, slowed, frozen, chilled, elites, healthy, injured, these are all plus to each other and then multiplied on top. So if I get 10% crowd controlled, 10% close, 10% distant, 10% stun, the bonus is minimal. As you see, like, this is not going much up. So when it comes down to these additive bonuses, you want to get one of them, like let's say 40% to close because you do this, and tops maybe 40% to slowed. But that's about it. Don't hog these values because these values get added on top of each other and then multiplied. Whereas these values like vulnerable and then core get multiplied, which is extremely good. And then you have another one, and that is damage while healthy. And damage while healthy also gets multiplied on top. See, that's another 50. That does not get added on top. So damage while healthy, super decent. And then you can obviously go with critical strike chance, 40% for me, and actually 350% bonus. And now we're suddenly at 147,000 per damage. That's still not a lot, but you can also add your passives down here. So we have fueled by death, and we have 6 ranks into that right now. Oh wow, suddenly your damage goes up really much. And then you're also using amplified damage against cursed enemies with another 3. And you have the Shadow Blind, which is another 10% bonus damage. And you notice how we're suddenly at 214,000? Don't forget the most important thing, and that's the Blighted aspect that can deal up to 120% bonus damage on one-handed and so on, but on two-handed it could actually go to 240%. And that's where it goes crazy, because right now our critical damage will go up to 730,000, and that is correct, because I have this build. So you notice how suddenly you can actually understand what you're doing. You can see why your damage is lacking. Go into your character, open up your character sheet, add in all these things in there to roughly understand how much damage would even be possible and where are you lacking, where are you not getting your multipliers from. And don't forget, your Paragon board also multiplies on top with another 20%, with another 22% increased critical strike damage to enemies that are not healthy, and all these shenanigans. And suddenly you might actually understand where you're lacking and why you're not dealing the damage you should. Love this website, have theory crafted whole classes with this to kind of see where am I lacking. And yes, this shouldn't be necessary technically to do. In-game should help you with this, but congratulations, welcome to playing Diablo 4, where you get an elusive attack power value that doesn't really tell you much. Now the final one at helltides.com. This one is really cool because it's completely empty. The website doesn't do anything until stuff is popping. So you're going to get next Legion event, where it is, and it also is going to show you the Helltide, how long the Helltide is holding up, and especially where the two chests are, and until the chests get actually swapped. And you're constantly getting checks from in-game if they're actually still there. And yes, they're still there. Plus, the more important thing actually, instead of knowing where the chest is, it shows you the events that are actually happening. Because that's what I do. If I would farm the Kyovashant Helltide now, I'd go from this to that event, and then rinse and repeat. Or this, and that, and then there, and then rinse and repeat. Just do all the events because that's bonus XP, bonus obols, obol gambling tool. You see where this is all going hand in hand to never have you miss out on anything. Now I got a little bonus tool for you that will show you how depraved you really are. It's called D4armory.io, and I just lock in with my Battle.net here. No worries, it's safe. I haven't gotten hacked yet. And it does show you all your characters and seasonal characters, and you can actually find out how many problems you have. So that is 7 days and 17 hours on my Necro. And it also does show you your equipment. Oh, I didn't actually know that. It does have access to your equipment as well. And I can go back. I'm like locking with Battle.net again to see my other characters. So that's with 17 days. And how much have I spent on the seasonals so far with my two? That's another 4 days and 7 hours, plus my equipment and the caged hearts I'm using, and another 12 hours. Okay, I definitely need help. And then and then another 2 days. Okay, I don't even want to know how many hours that was added up together, but it's a kind of nice little tool to have things wrapped up, and like newly as it seems, it actually grabs your items from the game as well. That's quite cool. Especially now tell me, do you know even more tools that I've been missing out on that are amazing and helping you? And did you know all 4 of them? Now if you're looking to put this to good use, how about a Bloodlands Necromancer? And I'll promise you a brand new Tempest Necro as well. That's speed farming tier 100 dungeons. Yeah.